Good evening, bonsoir. Welcome to the Bathurst Committee of the Whole on June 8. Bienvenue à la réunion plénière le 8 juin. Ms. Parker, do we have any declaration of conflict of interest?
Yes, we do. Mayor Chamberlain has declared a conflict of interest with the Multicultural Association sponsorship request under item 3.1, 2026, January to May, donation and sponsorship requests.
All right, I'll get Deputy Mayor to replace me when we get to that one. All right. On a une présentation. On va descendre l'écran. On a une mise à jour pour le Collège communautaire de Nouveau-Brunswick avec M. Pierre Zundel. Bonsoir, M. Zundel. Je vous ai déjà donné le micro, vous êtes bon à y aller.
Merci beaucoup, Madame la mairesse. Merci beaucoup pour l'invitation. Avant que je commence mes commentaires sur la mise à jour, je voulais féliciter les membres pour leur élection ou leur réélection et vous remercier également pour l'énorme engagement que vous faites pour la population avec votre participation ici au Conseil de la Ville. Donc, ce que j'aimerais faire, parce qu'on a un mélange de personnes qui étaient ici lors de mes dernières présentations et d'autres personnes qui n'étaient pas ici, je vais commencer un petit peu avec la toile de fond. Et mon intention, c'est de présenter en français, mais la présentation va être affichée en anglais, puis on pourra avoir une discussion après dans la langue de voix, comme vous voudrez. Donc, le projet de renouvellement du campus de Bathurst a quelques grands objectifs. Le premier, c'est de repatrier sur un seul site toutes les activités du collège à Bathurst. Donc, avec le renouvellement du campus, on installe un nouvel édifice qui va prendre la place de ce qui se passait à U-Hall et on va fermer le campus de U-Hall, le site de U-Hall, éventuellement quand tout est prêt sur la rue du collège. La raison pour ça, en partie, c'est une question d'efficience. L'autre aspect, c'est qu'on a besoin d'agrandir parce que notre population étudiante a augmenté et elle doit encore augmenter davantage pour répondre aux besoins de l'économie de la région. Alors, le nouveau site renouvelé va en fait nous permettre d'augmenter de façon importante les effectifs. Et on veut également créer un carrefour pour la région. Donc, je vous ai présenté dans le passé non seulement les plans pour le renouvellement du campus, mais également le plan maître pour le campus de Bathurst, qui inclut le développement justement d'un carrefour sur le site de la rue du Collège, où on voudrait avoir essentiellement la capacité d'attirer les gens pour des activités communautaires tout au long de l'année. Également, on veut un site qui va permettre d'intégrer l'innovation technologique avec la formation et fournir une vitrine technologique pour les entreprises de la région. Donc, le nouvel édifice qu'on bâtit va inclure une vitrine technologique et des laboratoires de recherche appliquée. Vous vous rappellerez qu'en janvier dernier, la première ministre et le ministre des Finances, notre député M. Legacy, avaient annoncé la prochaine tranche de financement pour ce projet-là, qui nous amènerait à la fin de la conception, la fin de la création des plans et des devis, et au début des activités de préparation de terrain l'automne prochain. Donc, c'est là où on est rendu cette année. On n'est plus dans les rêves, on est dans la réalité à compter de cet automne. Une dernière chose avant que je commence à vous présenter un petit peu les détails, c'est de vous rappeler que on parle de notre projet du CCNB, mais en fait, tous les édifices du collège communautaire sont la propriété du département de transport et infrastructure de la province. C'est en fait leur projet et nous, on est le client de ce projet-là. Donc, juste un petit rappel au niveau de qui décide quoi et comment ça fonctionne. Pour passer à la prochaine. Oups. Alors, où est-ce qu'on est rendu, d'où on est venu? Donc, on a commencé au printemps 2024 avec la première annonce de financement à de la planification et à rassembler tout le matériel qui avait déjà été fait. En 2025, on est passé à ce qu'on appelle un estimé de classe D. Puis j'utilise les termes techniques ici pour que vous puissiez peut-être reconnaître ça selon vos propres projets à vous. Un estimé de classe D, ça veut dire qu'on n'a pas encore fait de dessin. On a simplement calculé comme en gros qu'il faut que l'espace soit pour répondre aux besoins. On a fait un estimé, on va dire à peu près. En juin dernier, il y a 1 an, on complétait les estimés de classe C. Ça nous donne plus de détails. Là, il y a des dessins. On commence à savoir où ça va être sur le site et de quoi ça a l'air. En décembre dernier, on a approuvé le plan maître du campus, qui est celui où on parle des grandes lignes du développement du site de la rue du Collège. Les gros éléments de ça, si vous vous rappellerez, sont la construction d'un édifice pour remplacer U-Haul. Également, si on peut trouver les partenaires pour le faire, un centre sportif, récréo-sportif sur le site. On parle des lieux de spectacle 4 saisons et d'autres éléments sur le campus qui en font un lieu de récréation pour toute la population. Alors, à l'automne 2026, on va avoir terminé ce qu'on appelle l'estimé de classe B. Et l'estimé de classe B, c'est celui sur lequel les devis, les appels d'offres vont être basés. Au moment où on arrive à l'automne 2026, on a complété le travail qui nous permet de préparer le terrain. Donc, ça va être pour nous la prochaine étape. Donc, en octobre 2026, les dessins sont finis. Et on commence à préparer le terrain. Ça veut dire la démolition d'un édifice et la préparation du site pour qu'au printemps 2027, on puisse commencer la construction. Donc, on verrait les devis, les appels d'offres sortir en décembre pour après ça avoir une décision par rapport à quelles offres seraient acceptées par le département de transport et la construction commencerait en avril. La première phase du projet serait terminée en 2030. Puis je vais revenir à la question de c'est quoi phase 1 puis c'est quoi phase 2 dans quelques minutes. Alors, je vous demanderai juste d'être patient un peu avec moi à ce sujet-là. Bon, juste un petit rappel de quoi avait l'air le plan maître. Donc, vous avez ici à gauche, où c'est marqué BC2, vous avez le dessin du plan maître du campus qui avait été fait en décembre. Et dans celui-ci, on avait situé le nouvel édifice que vous voyez en rose ici, sur la partie gauche du campus. Juste pour vous situer, l'édifice en blanc ici, c'est l'édifice existant du collège. On voit ici où sont les bureaux du siège social, la rotonde qu'on appelle, la chose qui ressemble à une soucoupe volante à l'arrière du campus. Alors, vous allez voir ici à droite les dessins de l'architecte qui ont préparé les plans et vous voyez que la nouvelle structure, encore une fois en rose, est située là où on s'attendait qu'elle soit dans le plan maître. Juste en passant, si jamais on était pour avoir trouvé des partenaires et aller de l'avant avec un centre récréo-sportif, il serait ici, sur le site. Certains des éléments qui vont aller de l'avant, qu'on puisse bâtir ce site-là ou non, vont être la pente ici qui est utilisée de façon informelle l'hiver pour de la glissade. En fait, on va organiser cette activité-là et créer des cabanes de réchauffement qui vont être dans le haut de la butte une fois qu'on aura éliminé l'édifice de la chaufferie qui est à ce coin-là. Donc, ça vous donne un peu une idée de quoi ça a l'air. On contrôle l'accès sur le campus, c'est-à-dire que les véhicules ne circulent pas sur le campus. Les gens peuvent arriver par trois routes qui permettent le débarquement. Alors, 2 du côté droit et une... une de l'autre côté qui permet aussi un débarquement très proche de l'édifice où seront les salles de classe. Alors, mon message, c'est qu'on a un plan maître et la conception du nouvel édifice respecte le plan maître du campus. Donc, maintenant, pour vous expliquer les phases. Donc, on a réorienté le dessin ici. Ce que vous voyez en bas, c'est le nouvel édifice qui était en rose sur les dessins que je viens de vous montrer. Ça, c'est la phase 1. Et la raison pour ça, c'est qu'on bâtit ça en premier pour pouvoir fermer U-Haul et déménager les gens en premier lieu sur le campus. Cet édifice-là, on commence en 2027, au printemps, à le bâtir, et on commence en bâtissant l'aile A. Et l'aile A, c'est là où va être la garderie et beaucoup des services pour les étudiants, cafétéria, etc. Et on va continuer par la suite, entre 2027 et 2030, à construire l'aile B, l'aile C et l'aile D. Dans cet ordre-là, l'idée étant d'occuper chaque aile une fois qu'elle est prête. Alors, on va avoir une occupation progressive. Une fois que phase 1 est complétée, on va dire 2030, on commence avec phase 2, qui est la rénovation majeure des édifices actuels. Et ça veut, essentiellement, le plan n'est pas encore fait en détail, mais l'élément essentiel, c'est qu'on rénove un étage par année pendant 4 ans pour, au bout de 4 ans, on va dire vers le milieu des années 30, on va avoir terminé l'ensemble de la rénovation et les 2 phases. Ça vous donne l'idée de comment ça va se dérouler. Alors, quels défis on voit déjà? Puis, écoutez, c'est un énorme projet. Donc, en cours de route, on va découvrir des défis. Mais certainement, un qu'on avait identifié tôt, c'était celui de l'intersection de la rue Raymond avec Sainte-Anne. Et on avait commencé déjà il y a 2 ou 3 ans à parler de comment ce défi-là pourrait être adressé. Et notre étude de transportation par voie consultant confirme que ça va être un défi. Même chose avec la connexion entre le campus et le centre-ville en passant par le viaduc du chemin de fer qui passe dans le bas de la côte. Ça aussi, ça a été confirmé par l'étude de Roy Consultant. Les 2 rapports de transport ont été donnés déjà au personnel de la ville pour qu'ils puissent prendre connaissance de ça, puis qu'on puisse planifier ensemble. Puis je veux remercier le conseiller Willett aussi, qui avait fait en sorte que les gens de CN puissent nous rencontrer justement pour parler de ce deuxième défi-là il y a à peu près 1 an, je pense. On aimerait, comme je vous ai dit, on s'attend qu'il va y avoir des défis puis des discussions à avoir tout le long. Et on aimerait proposer la création un comité de travail qui va rejoindre la ville et le collège et DTI pour s'assurer que tout le monde est dans la même conversation et essayer de faire en sorte que les choses roulent rondement. Alors, je vais vous partager quelques informations qui pourraient être intéressantes. Donc, le nouvel édifice qu'on va bâtir, c'est d'à peu près 22 000 pieds carrés. Pour ceux qui travaillent encore comme moi, pas en mètres carrés, pardon, en pieds carrés, c'est à peu près 240 000 pieds carrés. Alors, c'est considérable comme infrastructure. La rénovation des édifices existants, ça représente une rénovation d'à peu près 172 000 pieds carrés. Donc, ça vous donne une idée de l'envergure. Et ça va nous permettre d'augmenter la capacité à 1 200 personnes par année. On a varié, ça dépend de l'année que vous allez choisir, mais ça représente une augmentation de 30 à 40 des effectifs éventuellement qui pourraient être accueillis ici. Donc, c'est encore aussi, c'est très considérable. je ne passerai pas tous les éléments ici, mais c'est certain que la conception, à la fois la conception du campus et des édifices, tient compte de la durabilité environnementale pour assurer qu'on fasse des choses comme il faut. Donc, la façon que le stationnement est organisé, l'appui pour la mobilité, comme les bicycles, les piétons, les autobus, etc., c'est tout impliqué là-dedans. Le choix de matériel, le système de chauffage. Comme je vais vous donner un exemple, on chauffe actuellement au mazout, à l'huile. C'est une énorme source de gaz à effet de serre. Et en plus, avec ce qui se passe dans le Moyen-Orient aujourd'hui, c'est un coût épouvantablement haut. Donc, on va être avec le nouvel édifice dans la géothermie et non pas dans le mazout, et on va éliminer complètement la consommation d'huile sur le site. Aussi, au niveau environnemental, c'est avantageux. Même chose avec la gestion des eaux pluvieuses qui coulent sur le campus. Tout va être fait pour essayer de réduire l'impact écologique et aussi assurer une qualité de vie pour les personnes qui travaillent là et pour la communauté aussi. Un de nos espoirs, c'est qu'il y a une raison, qu'on donne une raison à chaque personne dans notre région de venir sur le campus au moins une fois par année. C'est ça qu'on souhaiterait. On voudrait voir les jeunes, les moins jeunes, la communauté sur notre campus en train de tirer bénéfice à la fois de l'environnement, mais évidemment des services qui sont là aussi. Alors, comme je vous ai dit tantôt, on veut connecter la formation et l'innovation. Il y en a beaucoup d'entre vous qui vont savoir qu'on a déjà notre laboratoire de fabrication de pointe, l'équipe qu'on appelle Innov, au site de U-Hall. Ça va grandir. On va le mettre en plein cœur du nouvel édifice. L'idée étant que tous les étudiants de tous les programmes, ceux qui étaient à U-Hall avant et ceux qui sont à la rue du Collège, en informatique, en affaires, en santé, puissent participer dans les activités d'innovation. Et on va voir que dans le nouvel espace qui va être bâti, plus que 50 va être alloué à la formation pratique. Alors, il va aussi avoir des salles de classe puis des laboratoires d'ordinateurs, mais plus que la moitié va être dédiée à des ateliers, des zones de fabrication et d'innovation. Donc, pour résumer les impacts, on parle d'une augmentation des effectifs et également une occasion de s'impliquer dans l'innovation. Ça va nous aider à préparer la main-d'œuvre pour les entreprises dans la région. Puis, je vais juste ouvrir une petite parenthèse ici. Les annonces fédérales qu'on a vues depuis janvier, on parle de la construction de la base, de la rénovation de la base à Gagetown. On parle d'un projet majeur minier, en plus de 4 ou 5 projets secondaires miniers. Il y a le port de Belle-Dune qui avance. Il y a également beaucoup d'investissements en construction, pas seulement ici, mais partout au pays. Si on ne produit pas plus de main-d'œuvre, on va être dans des pénuries aiguës perpétuelles, particulièrement avec la démographie de notre région. Donc, c'est vraiment important d'augmenter la capacité de formation. Et donc, c'est une des raisons pour laquelle le gouvernement provincial fait l'investissement actuellement dans ce projet-là. Aussi, je vous ai déjà dit, mais je le répète, quand on regarde la performance du Canada en matière d'innovation technologique et de productivité, on est les 19e sur 20 dans les pays de l'OCDE. Il y a seulement l'Italie qui est pire que nous autres. Et quand on regarde au Canada la performance du Nouveau-Brunswick en innovation technologique, on est aussi dans le bas de la performance nationale. Donc, c'est absolument essentiel qu'on investisse dans l'augmentation de la productivité, dans la fabrication de points, dans la transformation du matériel. Et donc, le centre qu'on développe ici va appuyer ce développement technologique-là et faire de nos entreprises des endroits qui investissent plus, qui veut dire qu'ils peuvent payer des meilleurs salaires, qui peuvent aussi payer des taxes, etc. Donc, ça va être bon pour tout le monde. Je résume encore une fois, on veut vraiment créer un carrefour attrayant pour la ville dans ce campus-là. On veut que les gens veulent venir à Bathurst, que ça soit attrayant. Et donc, c'est un des objectifs de ce projet-là. Et donc, je viens de parler un peu du carrefour. Et évidemment, comme j'ai dit tantôt, la chose qui nous avait motivés au début, c'était de vouloir concentrer tout sur un site. Essentiellement, on ne veut pas avoir deux bibliothèques, deux centres d'accueil, deux cafétérias, deux gymnases, deux de tout. On veut avoir tout sur un site. Et également, créer une masse critique. C'est très difficile aujourd'hui, par exemple, d'attirer des fournisseurs pour la cafétéria. Mais si vous avez 1200 personnes qui étudient là, c'est beaucoup plus facile que si vous en avez 500. Donc, on espère que cette concentration-là va beaucoup nous aider. Et donc, Madame la mairesse, avec ça, j'arrête ma présentation comme telle, puis je suis heureux de prendre des questions si on en a.
Merci. Est-ce qu'on a des questions? Do we have any questions? Councillor Burnett.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Thanks for your presentation. Well done over here. And I'm really glad you're keeping the front building. I look up there at night with the lights shining on that, and it's glorious. It's a wonderful sight to see. So I'm really pleased that you're keeping that. But going to your new development, are there any many dorms for students from away?
So there are not in the project that is currently being funded. So the province is funding two things right now. They are funding the building of a replacement structure for what's going on at U-Haul, and they're funding renovation for that old building, the 100-year-old building. We have in our campus master plan the possibility of creating a residence. That's a possibility. I have to say, right now, the housing situation in Bathurst is such that it would be difficult for us to do a new build and justify it for students and keep it accessible to the students cost-wise. Okay. So unless the situation gets really bad, I don't anticipate that we will be building a residence right away. But we'll continue to do what we're doing now, which is to essentially hold leases with property owners that we then manage as a kind of virtual residence for our students. So we work with them, make sure that the conditions are appropriate, that the students are respecting their agreements, that the property owners are respecting theirs. That has been working well for us, and so I think we'd rather go that way than build a residence. But there is room for it. It's in the master plan, and certainly if the housing is super tight again, or if our numbers grow significantly, or other pressures come up, that's certainly a possibility.
How many students from away do you have now?
Oh, I don't have the latest number, but we're at about 45% globally. So I'm going to say about 350 to 400 probably. Good. Here right now.
And they stay year-round, or do they go home in the summer?
It depends. If they have a summer job here, then they stay. If their summer job or their internship takes them somewhere else, then they may. The international students don't go home. So the question is whether they stay in New Brunswick here or they stay in New Brunswick somewhere else. But they don't go home. They can't afford to go home.
No way.
Every year. Yeah.
One more question.
Yep.
I've taken courses up there with the University of Moncton. Are you still connected with the university?
Absolutely. They run a nursing program from there, and we've been in conversations with them, so they're aware of the renovation. There's some interest on their part in increasing the amount of activity they do in the region, but right now they don't have the room to do it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Merci.
Deputy Mayor Willett.
Madame la mairesse, avez-vous eu d'autres pour parler avec CN, parce que je sais que eux autres, ça prend longtemps avant qu'ils fassent quelque chose, là, c'est vrai.
Alors, pas encore, parce qu'on attendait les décisions définitives. On a besoin d'avoir une conversation probablement à 3, en fait à 4. Nous, le département de transport et infrastructure, la ville et CN ensemble, parce que je pense que ça va prendre la participation de tout le monde, mais on est définitivement, on sait que c'est un défi. C'est d'ailleurs la raison pour laquelle on vous a partagé l'étude voyons, traffic study
Oui.
pour s'assurer qu'on est tous sur le même portrait. Alors, j'imagine, maintenant qu'on sait que ça s'en vient à l'automne avec la démolition, qu'on va commencer ces pourparlers-là.
Merci.
J'ai une petite question. Avec la démolition du gymnase cet automne, la garderie, elle va où?
Alors, ça fait assez longtemps qu'on a discuté avec Bimbo. Ils ont 2 sites dans lesquels ils peuvent déménager, avec qui ils ont eu des discussions.
OK.
Donc,
OK.
ça, c'est eux autres, c'est pas nous autres. Mais nous, ce qu'on a fait, c'est qu'on s'est assuré que la conception du nouvel édifice contient l'espace. Eux vont devoir faire la conception de comment ils veulent utiliser l'espace.
OK.
Mais les discussions sont très étroites. Puis je dirais, les autres utilisateurs, on a aussi eu des discussions avec les autres utilisateurs du gymnase qui ne sont pas notre personnel ou nos étudiants. Et dans certains cas, c'est possible de les accommoder ailleurs. Dans d'autres cas, ça dépend.
J'ai pensé de la poser en cas, les gens qui l'écoutent, ils vont se demander. Là, le Bimbo est déjà en train de travailler sur une solution.
Absolument, oui. Ça fait un bon bout de temps qu'ils sont en train de travailler avec ça parce que c'était évidemment un morceau auquel il fallait porter attention.
Parfait. Merci pour la présentation. C'est très intéressant d'avoir un suivi et une mise à jour. Je pense que ça va devenir tout un bijou pour la ville. Après, le tout sera terminé, mais même de juste voir la première phase être construite, c'est intéressant. Merci, M. Gilles.
Ça me fait plaisir. Merci beaucoup.
On va y aller au comité d'évaluation du soutien communautaire. Demande de dons de commandite de janvier à mai 2026. So, community support evaluation. So, 2026 January to May donation and sponsorship requests. So, Ms. Parker, we have a committee that met.
Yes, the committee and myself met last Thursday. The committee consists of Councillor Scary, Councillor Hondas, and Councillor Scott. So we went through all the requests that have come in from January until now, and we went through one by one. They made their recommendation, which they'll present to council tonight. If we're able to come to an agreement, we'll be able to bring a motion next week.
Okay. So next week, are we doing individual or will be all at once? Depends how it goes. Okay. So who within the committee wants to take the lead on this? Councillor Scary? It's got to be one of you three. Part of the committee. Who would like to take the lead to discuss what you've agreed based? Okay, I'll give you the mic.
She's going to, Amy Lynn, you're going to mention what it is, and then. You want mine? Yeah, because I'm having problems with my ordinateur.
Okay, because I could give you mine if you want to.
Okay.
I've got it here on paper.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I recommend we do, Councillor Scary, if you're okay with this, so we'll start with one. We'll discuss the one, we come to an agreement with the one, and then we move on to the next one. Are we okay with that?
Yep.
All right, perfect,
Okay.
thank you.
Madam Mayor, Council, we met, as Amy Lynn stated, we had met and went over the request, and due to the elections, that's the reason why there was such a number that had not been looked after. Again, a lot of these we see each and every year. We'll start off with the four directions. They had requested a total amount of $4,999, and what we are going to do, what we recommend is what we have done in the past, that we would recommend that we would pay the registration for 3 children to participate that may not normally have that opportunity. So that would be $750 each for a total amount of $2,250.
All right, any objections for that one? Are we okay with the 3 recommendations? Councillor Anderson?
Just a question, is this going to be for children from Bathurst?
From Bathurst, yes.
Specifically?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, okay, so we move on to the next one.
Bathurst Blades women's senior hockey team. I know we generally don't, when it comes to teams and stuff like that, they are starting up a new hockey team. Erica Lynn is a little bit more, and I think Ricky too, as far as they've started up. They're doing very, very good, but the cost, we all know that the cost of ice time is one of the things that a lot of teams challenge or have a challenge with. So what we had thought under community engagement, 22 hours of ice time, that's what we had, that they had requested. We recommend 16 hours of ice time for a total of $3,496. Their original ask was $4,999.
All right. Okay, I'll go to Councillor Anderson.
Well, you can go ahead and speak. Go ahead.
So is this a one-time to get them on their feet, or is this a
Yes.
recurring?
It would be a one-time.
A one-time help to get them on their feet
Yep.
because they've just started? Okay. Councillor Anderson?
What age group are we talking about here? Senior women's hockey, like what ages are we talking about, first of all?
Do we know?
Erica Lynn, do you know the exact ages that they're, yeah.
I can't say for everybody's exact age, but it's adults.
Yeah.
So it's a group of adult women that have looked into creating a female hockey team. Currently, they are having to play in areas like Beldoon because they cannot afford the ice here. It's all paid out of their pocket. It's been going really well, and they're looking to be able to participate more within the city, which is where we were looking to do more of like an in-kind in terms of hours of ice instead of actual cash donation kind of deal.
For me, I'm against supporting individual teams like that, especially an adult team. Even with kids' teams, I have a bit of an issue because, I mean, they are subsidized, but I just have, for me personally, I have an issue against subsidizing an adult team.
Okay. So any other opinions, any other recommendations? We have 3,496. Councillor Anderson is against. Councillor Burnett, did you want? You're for? Scary? You're part of the committee?
I mean, we realize that it is not generally something that we would participate in, but to get them off the ground more or less to help them out, get them started, and that's the direction that we had taken and the reason that we thought that we would support. Again, not going with the total amount of $4,999, but going for 16 hours of ice time. It's going to be at the Casey Irving, and that would be a total of $3,496. So
Okay. Perfect. Councillor Willett, or Deputy Mayor Willett, are you?
I got no problem with it if it's a one-time deal, because like Councillor Anderson said, we're not here to support individual teams, so basically it's a startup. We'll look at it that way, or I will look at it that way, that it's a one-time startup, but definitely only for the one time.
Okay. Conseiller Boudreau?
I have no problem with it.
Okay. Councillor Scott?
I have no issues with it. I'm okay with it being a one-time thing. I do think it promotes active living within our community, which I think is important. And if it means they are spending their time here, which ideally equals additional paid time at the KCI, I'm all for it.
Okay. Councillor Hondas? No? All right.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, no, the reason we had, when we first had a discussion on that, we were basing ourselves on $150 for ice time, and that's why we had said 22 hours of ice time. But Amy Lynn had talked to Ryan, and Ryan corrected us on the amount. And basically, Mr. Wilbur had said that they were using roughly, or wanted to use roughly that amount of time. I just think it's a good thing to get them off their feet, and we will advise them that it's a one-time deal. I just think it, you know, they play out of Beldoon. They play against, there's a team in Camilton, there's a team in Miramichi. They call themselves the Bathurst Blades. Why not support them a little bit, get them off the ground? I know we don't usually do this, but I think this is an exception to our rules. So.
Okay. Councillor Anderson?
Sorry, just a clarification. Okay, it's being referred to as getting them off the ground, but they're established but playing in Beldoon currently. So, like, how does this league operate? I mean, obviously the team is established and they've been playing out of the Beldoon rink, so it's not necessarily a startup. Is this something where they're selling tickets for people to go watch games? Is it an open admission? Like, how does this even work?
All right. Councillor Hondas?
I don't believe there's admission fees to charge to them. This is basically a group of girls that got together and wanted to play some hockey, and technically just started like a Thursday night thing, but then they saw there was interest in other communities to have. I think they've only been in operation 1 year, but they've had to split their time from here to Beldoon, but they want to concentrate on being here. Maybe getting them off the ground is maybe not the right wording, but help them along. Just to see if this can be a viable, to see if we can go, because women's hockey is very big, if you watch the Olympics, and now there's a league, professional league, so I think somewhere along the way we have to give them a little push in the right direction.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we are going to bring that one at 3,496. Okay. Chaleur Music Festival.
So the Shore Music Festival, they were one of the ones that, because of the elections and stuff, their event has passed. So what we're doing is we're asking them to apply early next year. They had requested $4,500, and in 2025 we gave $2,500, and that's what we were sort of looking at to do again. But again, asking them to reapply for 2027.
Club Alouleg Bay des Chaleurs.
Okay, so that is, we looked it up online. What it is it's a publication to promote and help preserve beautiful bays around the world. We've been part of it for a number of years. The total amount for the Chaleur region is $3,700. So what they were asking from us was an amount of $200, which would be our support or our portion of that to appear in the publication. And
Okay.
so that's what we had recommended, that we would pay our $200, and that would come out of the tourism category.
Councillor Burnett?
Well, I agree with this one, but I was slow off the button for the last one for the music.
Okay.
I was wondering if they've incurred debt that volunteers might have to deal with, because we did give them 25 last year, and maybe they were expecting 25, and now are they 25 in debt because of that? And could we revisit that? But I don't know if they're in debt or not.
We can certainly look into
We
it.
could ask.
We can reach out to them.
Yeah, because maybe they were expecting that amount, and I'd really like to help that group, the music group.
Okay. We'll follow up with them.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have $200. Any objections for that to be in the publication? All right. DBRC shopping event.
So the DBRC is having a shopping event where all the downtown businesses are going to be participating, and there will be a chance to win some cash in a shopping spree kind of promotion. They had approached us for $4,895. What that'll do is help in the advertising, promotion, and also in the awarding of prizes. And we never gave anything in 2025, and I think, we're talking about helping promote our downtown and helping to bring people to the downtown area, which is showing a lot of new life, and we just thought it would be a very good idea for us to be part of that, to support that, and give them the $4,895 to help them fund the shopping party.
Okay. So we gave DBRC how much not too long ago for the flag? I think we gave, the flag, the Canadian, I think it was close to 5,000, eh? 5,000, okay, all right. So we have a request for $4,895 for the downtown Bathurst revitalization for marketing. Councillor Anderson.
I feel like I'm the negative Nelly of the night. I'm sorry. However, we didn't give them that money last year because it wasn't requested. This money for this specific event has never been requested. I'm not comfortable with the entire amount, quite honestly. Would I be comfortable with some? Possibly, but definitely not the entire amount.
What would you recommend?
Maybe half-ish,
Half? So you would say, what, 2,500?
yeah.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Willett?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm also of the same opinion, because we gave them a lot of money to buy the piece of land, and again, for their maple leaf that they want to put on, so I think half would be, all right, so.
Okay. Councillor Scott?
Thank you. So I did just want to add a little bit of clarification on what it is. It is not necessarily a shopping event where the merchants are going to have things on sale like they do for their 2 shopping nights. It is a contest that's going on with Interact across Atlantic Canada, where each week people who have purchased inside of their BIAs, every purchase they have enters them into win $1,000. So there is going to be $1,000 that would go to the merchant, $1,000 bonus to the merchant if it is one of his receipts that's selected, as well as there's some prizes of $5,000 and $10,000 for the people that are purchasing. So the economic kickback on it for one of the municipalities that participated during that 7-week program was $250,000 in increase in sales. So for
In
just
their
shy of
downtown?
5,000 in their downtown.
Because this is an Atlantic?
Yeah, so it's through Interact. So basically, if we want to participate, there is fees to participate with Interact, which is what they're looking to have covered.
Okay. All right. That clarifies. Councillor Burnett?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I agree with the Deputy Mayor and Councillor Anderson.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I was listening to.
Okay, no problem. I agree with Councillor Anderson and Deputy Mayor.
Okay. All right. Conseillère Boudreau?
I'm going to agree with Councillor Anderson and Councillor Willett also.
Okay. Councillor Hondas?
Well, Madam Mayor, when we first started this exercise, we did say that all these recommendations that we're making are final decision of council. So if council decides that the amounts that we've given are not enough or too much, it's final decision from you guys. So right now I can see that I'm okay with both. I think Councillor Scott brought up some good points on our discussion when we had the conversation that this could be good for our city and our downtown, which we're always trying to, brag about a bit. So, but I'm comfortable if council wants to bring it down to 2,500 too. So.
All right. And then Councillor Scarry, I'm going to go to you.
Again, we discuss what we feel, and it's I've been on the committee before, and there are several times that that we either fall a bit short or we're a little bit over, and it comes down to the fact that it is a council decision. So I'll go along with council for whatever the recommendation is that they would like to have done.
Okay. So I just to clarify here, so we have 3 that are okay. So Councillor Anderson, Councillor Burnett, and Deputy Mayor Willett, 2,500. And yes, Conseillère Boudreau, okay. And then we have 4 that are okay to either or. So you're okay to go, so Councillor Hondas, you're okay to go down to 2,500?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Councillor Scott?
I personally believe that if we don't give the full amount, there's not necessarily room in the budget for them to go ahead with this type of initiative, and that it would be a shortcoming to not provide enough for them to be able to do something that has that type of economic kickback for our region. So I am for donating the entire amount requested.
Okay. All right. 2,500 seems to be the consensus from council. Okay. Doucette Hennessy House.
So the Doucette Hennessy House, we all know, has been, we've supported them very, very much in the past. It is a historic building, the Doucette Hennessy House. When the church burned down many, many, many years ago, the Doucette Hennessy House was used for church services. It is, part of our Bathurst history and heritage. They had requested $5,000 for upkeep and renovation cost. One of the hard things with renovating a facility such as that, they have to keep structurally. They can do certain things, but there are certain ways that they have to do it to keep it as a heritage home. So we were thinking that $2,000 would be the amount that we would contribute towards the renovation and any upkeep cost. In 2025, as you can see, we had given $3,000.
Any objections for the $2,000 for the Hennessy House? Yeah, gotta hit the button, Councillor Burnett.
Thank you, sorry. I would probably be more comfortable staying with the 3 that we gave the year before, but that's my opinion on that.
Okay. 3, we have a 3, we have 2. Go with the committee 2, 2, 2. Okay, 2,000. Festival Chaleur Bantou.
So, Amy Lynn, I'm going to have to ask for your just for the a little bit more clear, like as far as the Festival Chaleur Bantou. I know they were looking for funding to help their event.
I'm just pulling up the attachment, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
So I think they actually came and presented last year. They had the festival last year. It started last year. It's a festival that they do for sorry, I'm trying to read while I'm talking here. It's a cultural festival for Africans that last year I think they had something in Coronation Park. They had part of the grillage, Journée de grillage was part of it. They had a few things going on within the Main Street. Like I said, this was presented last year. It's the same kind of principle. They're going to have different kinds of activities going on within the city. I don't have specific activities because they're still in the planning stages. But I have been seeing them on Facebook posting, what to expect.
I think that's like a 3 days
Yeah.
of different.
It's like 3 days to a week.
Yeah, 3 days to a week of different events that we're going to be doing in the downtown or in the city. Okay. So there's $1,000 requested there, and committee approved 1,000. Do we have any objections for $1,000? Councillor Hondas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think we kind of combined 2 here, if I'm not mistaken, because there was Festival de Grillade that was here on the weekend.
Yeah.
And they're coming again at the end of August, I think it is.
Yeah,
September.
yeah.
And I think we had given them an amount of money for the 2 last year and the year before, I believe it was. And the second one there for the Festival Chaleur Bantou, one gentleman is the same guy that's asking for Grillade. So we took that amount of money that we lent him and we could just cut it to 3 people instead of 2. So I think it was 3,000, 1,500 and 1,500.
I see 1,000 here. So you guys said
was-
1,000 for Bantou and then 1,000 for Grillade?
If you flip over the, well, actually, it's in a couple. There's the Journée Internationale de Grillade.
Oh,
They had asked for $3,000.
okay.
So what we had decided to do is
Okay.
$2,000 with 1,000 split per event. So that would have been for the Bantou and the Grillade. And the events are in June and September. So they just had. No, the Grillade's coming up this weekend.
No,
Or
this is last weekend.
Last, yeah.
Last
correct,
weekend,
yeah.
and they're doing another
Yeah.
one in
In September.
September.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2,000 for all 3.
Yes.
Okay.
No, 2,000 for the 2 events. Yeah.
Okay, 3,000 for all 3. All right, Deputy Mayor Willett?
No, it's 2,000.
2,000.
$1,000
Okay.
for 2 events.
The 2 events, okay. Deputy Mayor Willett?
Okay. If we're gonna accept this one, it's like Councillor Burnett said, if we're gonna look at this, it already went by. They've already had the event. If we're going to donate to that event, we definitely have to relook at the music festival and make sure that we check with them, make sure that they didn't go into a loss with that, so.
We had mentioned when that was, when
Oh.
Councilor Burnett mentioned, I'll start with that.
Yeah, it's okay.
When Councilor Burnett had mentioned that, we said that we would reach out to them to see if there was any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So any objections for what's on the table? Yes, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do Bantu, okay. So then we do bound two for $1,000.
Yes.
Yes. That's coming up. All right, good. So we got bound two. The other one is Fondation Chalard. That's for the hospital, right?
Hospital, yep.
Any objections on that one? We do it every year?
$1,000, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Journée Internationale de la Grillade. Okay, so we're back to that one.
So they had asked for $3,000, and we had recommended $1,000. And again, they have the two events a year, in June and September. $2,000 would be split per event.
Okay, so this is the one where Deputy Mayor Willett was saying they've already done their grillade. I understand with the election, it makes it more difficult. Personally, I would say put the 1,000 towards the next one coming in September, and then let's go back and wait afterwards. That would be my recommendation, because we've just did it to the music festival.
Yeah.
Councillor Anderson?
I'm just confused with the differences between the two events, I think.
Bantu is like an African festival where they're going to have musicians and dancers, and it's going to be like, there's going to be at the Coronation, they're going to be at the waterfront. I think they might even rented the KCI for something, or they're going to be having all kinds of celebration and dance and culture.
Okay.
The grillade is a barbecue, like they did last weekend out on Main Street. It was a 2-3 day, and you get to go taste different fruit from different cultures and different, I want to say pays, countries.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're recommending just 1,000 for each?
Because
One's already passed by?
one's already passed, so we have to go back to that one like we're going to do for the music festival. I would only do 1,000 for what's coming up.
Yep.
That would be my recommendation, and then we'll go back and find out. Any objections with that? No? Okay.
So the Royal Canadian Legion, Madam Mayor, and Council had a request in for $4,999 to support the purchase of an electronic sign. So what we had suggested was going back and asking some questions in regards to the sign. What how they were going to use that? Were they going to use that for income? Were they going to use that? They had mentioned that it would be able to be used for events that they have at the Legion to promote their lottery that's going on and that kind of thing. So what we wanted to do was to go back to them with questions, and I was thinking about that after, and if they do happen to utilize that sign and make some money off it, that's going to be, I think that'd be good for them as well, because we all know that legions across the country are experiencing some financial difficulties and those kinds of things. So if we were to help them out in that way, or get the answers to questions and come back and present it, definitely think that we should entertain some sort of participation towards that.
Okay. Councillor Hondas?
Madam Mayor, thank you very much. Another thing we wanted to bring up is that we had one question. We wanted to know if council would have any other questions that they wanted us to ask.
That's right.
About this. I feel strongly, too, that we should give them a little something, but I think we need to answer questions first. And my Councillor Scarry did bring up a valid point that if they have a sign, they sell advertisement, they may be less to come back and see us for, because we did give them $10,000 last year for a dishwasher, I believe it was. So this is not the ask this year, but we just want a clarification on what they're going to use the sign for, and if they're going to sell advertising, and then from there we can make a decision if council feels that we should offer anything at all.
We can certainly put it on pause and then bring it at the next committee of the whole. Councillor Burnett?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. The Legion is totally volunteer run, and it's coming around pretty good from when they first started there. So many activities, but it's a real community center now, as well as honoring our fallen. So I hope you can find out the answers to that, and I would be willing to support them for that, because so many people are going to different events there and getting out, and not far from home. It's almost like a community center.
Yeah, they do Friday night music. People go and
yeah,
play
open
guitar.
mic and
open mic. Yeah, I actually went.
Oh, did you?
I went twice to go sit and listen. Yeah, Ricky was there. Me and Ricky were there.
Anyway, I would like,
It was interesting.
I would like to support them some
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll follow up with them. We'll come back. Okay. MTB Trail Project.
So as we're all trying to promote active living and some new ideas, and this is something that could fall into, we go after the Acadian Games. This is definitely the establishment of the bike trail that they want to do. Definitely would be a major asset for the region. So they're looking for support in helping with trail development, and the requested amount was $4,943.51. And we would recommend that we would help them with the trail development for $4,950. Again, it's definitely something that is, we're here seeing more people with fat bikes and bikes that are, people using trails in the woods and that kind of thing. And this would be more for a competition kind of trail too. So I think it would be definitely a major project to support.
Councillor Anderson?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just out of curiosity, where is this trail to be located? Or is it something that's in existence now?
The trail was in behind, I think it's in behind ESN school in that area. It's in behind ESN.
I'm just wondering if Mr. Wilbur might have any information on this.
I'm looking at Mr. Wilbur as well.
Thank you, Your Worship. The primary basis for the project that they're proposing is actually largely in relation to the development that's happening along St. Anne, because it is impacting their ability to access their trail network in behind, specifically for larger scale events when we need vehicular access to get back into the trail network. So the project that they're proposing is to develop a secondary access for the trail network that'll be behind ESN and Postage.
Okay. So it'd
And
be
they
a
do
second.
have approvals in place from the province to be able to develop those PIDs that are currently owned by the province as well.
Would this be a temporary access?
No, this would be a permanent development. Yeah.
Okay. Councillor Burnett?
Oh, thanks, Madam Mayor. Is this a motorized trail or just biking and exercise trail?
I think it's biking and exercise. There's no motorized there. It's only for, yeah. All right. So would there be any objections? Oh, Councillor Hondas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think one of the reasons why they want to do this upgrade is that they want to bring competitions into our city. Competitions bring people bring motels, food. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think that if it's there, it's on our land. Why not fix it up and have it utilized? We're strong on health these days. Maybe not myself personally, but the rest of the mayor. But I do support this. I think this is a great. I think Mr. Wilbur was behind this 110, 120%. And I think anything he overtakes, I think is going to be a success. So I don't think we have to worry about not having a good trail.
All right. So is there any objections for the amount requested for the trail? No? Okay. We're good on that one. We're going to Santina Pisiguit Micmac.
So we all know that the...
Oh, I'll get you your mic again. Once so many people speak, you lose your mic. Okay.
Madam Mayor and Council, we all know that the Mi'kmaq Trail is not only well known here in New Brunswick, but countrywide and around the world. It's done by the maintenance for that trail, and everything that's done to that is all by volunteers. They all have their section of trail that they look after, and having attended meetings and Madam Mayor and I were at a presentation that they did, and it's just amazing to see the dedication. And again, it goes, anybody that has volunteers working in their organization, it's definitely a passionate kind of thing. But these people are out there in the rain, cleaning up after storms, just to make sure that the trail is accessible and safe for everybody to use. So what they had requested was a $2,500 donation to support the cleanup of the trail and getting things going. So we definitely said that we would be in line for that. In 2025, we had given $2,000. So.
Okay. Any objections for the 2,500? No? All right. Trapper Convention.
So in 2027, These folks are early, and it shows, when we first talked about it, trapping is not, maybe not everybody's event or cup of tea, I guess, yeah. So what happens is they're planning on holding a trappers convention in 2027, and they're looking to rent the pavilion. This is going, when we first started thinking about it, we're wondering what the numbers would be like, and we're talking 400 or 500 people that probably, or more, that could be here in our area for that. So again, what's going to happen is these people are going to come to town. They're going to be here for the event. They're going to be staying in our hotels. They're going to be eating at our restaurants, and they're not going to be trapping our animals, but they're going to be talking about the trapping hobby, I guess you would call it. And I think it would be a good idea to support them. And the amount of money that we would give would be for the rental fee of $1,730.75.
Okay, so they're not trapping any animals, they're just doing a convention.
No, they're just going, I think, it's probably going to be like, it's probably going to be some sort of a, you go to these events where there would be people there that would have items that the trappers would use, and they would promote the new techniques and the safety ways of doing it and the humane ways of doing it and those kinds of things. So it's something that when they're looking out, when somebody applies this early for something like that, they're talking 2027 and they're already trying to get things lined up. I think it's definitely something that
Okay. Oh, Deputy Mayor Willett?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So they're not actually looking for money, they're looking for the rental of the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because they need to do their income as well, so.
Yeah.
It's not like we're gonna say, okay, take it out of your budget.
Yeah.
Because then Mr. Wilbur, that falls on his budget, and then he needs to balance his budget.
No. What we were going to do was pay the bill for the rental. When they made their booking, and we would be paying the rental fee.
Councillor Anderson?
Thank you, Worship. So in these trapper conventions, typically on a year, do they typically bring 400 to 500 people in, or is this just something that we're guesstimating?
Oh, I'll get you your mic back.
Sorry.
Oh,
So in the letter that they did provide, they had a convention in Fredericton, and they had over 600 people attend that.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah.
all right, okay. Councillor Burnett?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. How are we doing with the budget overall anyway after going
Well,
through
this is what I actually was going to bring. Since it's for 2027, if council would commit to it, but we wouldn't have to take it out of our 2026 budget, we would commit it to 2027 budget. So we would say, yes, they would receive it, but 2027 budget comes in, because all said and done, if everybody received what they were requesting, we will have $57,379 in discretionary and $7,600 left on tourism.
Okay, thank you.
And remember, we still have the rest of the year. We're only June.
Just starting.
So I'm just thinking that could save, because we could put it towards the 2027 budget, if everybody's okay with that. You are okay with that, and you're okay with the amount? Perfect. Okay. Go back to this one here. Okay. Chamber of Commerce Gala. So I know they're requesting is to 2,000. That one is, and I can speak on behalf, basically it's, we sponsor one of the winners, the winner. So there's prizes for immigrant entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, less than 10 and more than 10. And I think City of Bathurst last year was the less than 10. So it's to support the gala. Any objections with that 2,000? No? Okay. Christmas cocktail, $250.
Well, we had the golf tournament as well, and we.
Sorry. Yeah.
We were going to make a recommendation for merchandise, especially with the new branding and that kind of thing.
Yep, they came and picked it up. Luke
Okay.
prepared a box for them, and they've got merches for prizes.
Cool.
And okay, yes, so the Christmas cocktail, $250. Oh, Councillor Hondas?
Thank you, Madam. Just to clarify, that we basically took the same amounts that we given them last year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the last time. So
Okay.
if you look at what we give them last year, what we're offering, what we're recommending this year, the amounts are identical. So
Pretty much the same, okay. So $250 and then $1,000 for El Vino if they do it again this year. Okay. You're okay, everybody's okay with that? Okay, all right, so I'm going to declare conflict for the Multicultural Association since I'm still employed.
Okay, so Multicultural Association, you're looking for $500?
That was,
That was the recommendation?
that's the recommendation, that
Okay.
we would support them for their events for $500.
Is everybody okay with that?
Made you work.
So what exactly is the $500 for?
Emily? Yeah.
I have it in front of me.
Yeah.
So,
it's just-
so typically in the years past, they have asked us just for an amount. This year, they kind of sent a sponsorship package. So for the $500, it's called the Friend Partner. It's your company name added to our list of partners, mentioned on our social media when announcing partners, and invitation to an annual event. There was also 3 other ones: 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 500, and 5,000 to 10,000. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so everybody okay with it? Good? So we can bring her back in? That's a short one.
Okay, so we've gone through the package, we're good? All right. On va retourner. Bon. Bureau de la greffière municipale, lettre sur la réforme de l'impôt foncier. So property tax reform letter. So you've all received a copy of the letter that we want to send to our Premier Susan Holt. Was there any questions, any objections, anything on there that, no? Okay. Pour transparence and for everybody to know on Facebook, on a eu une annonce, on a eu, les maires, les nouveaux maires élus ont reçu une conférence Teams pour discuter de nouvelles lois qu'ils ont choisies, so a new bill that they've chosen, puis c'est tout relié sur les taxes de propriété. Je vais être honnête, je suis déçue. Honnêtement, quand ils ont choisi de faire le gel, tu sais, en 2025, 2026, pour regarder à l'opportunité de reviser le taux de taxe, mais pas nécessairement le taux de taxe, mais l'évaluation foncière des maisons. Depuis la réforme, après la réforme, puis COVID, là, ma maison a augmenté à 4 fois le prix de qu'est-ce que j'ai payé pour ma maison, qui est complètement ridicule. Fait, on pensait, honnêtement, moi personnellement, je vais parler pour moi-même comme maire, que la province allait prendre le temps de réévaluer les maisons, regarder la vraie valeur de la maison. Parce que vous avez des citoyens où il y a quelqu'un que sa maison est évaluée à 300 000 et le voisin à côté a la même maison à 129 000. Il y a un gros problème là. Puis au lieu de faire ça, ils ont choisi que ils vont prédéterminer c'est quoi les taux de taxes pour les municipalités. Ça fait, ils vont dire à toutes les municipalités c'est quoi qui devrait être notre taux de taxe au mois d'octobre. Puis si on refuse ou qu'on dit qu'on on a besoin, bon, on veut mettre les routes, il faut investir. Mais qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire quand vous allez recevoir votre facture? Ça va être écrit, bien, la province a suggéré que le taux de taxe est ça, mais la ville a refusé. Fait, vous allez payer ça au lieu, puis voilà leur excuse qu'ils ont mis à côté. En gros mots, c'est comme ça comment que moi je le vois. So I'm really disappointed in the new system that they've came in with. I'm not the only one. You know, we have orientation this weekend in St. John. I think there's a few of us that will be speaking about it. This letter will be going to our Premier Susan Holt, as opposed to really reviewing the home assessment, what their true value is at. They're not doing any of that. So your neighbor's house is still assessed at 129, and then yours is assessed at 300,000. It's the same house. None of that's going to change. They've decided that they're going to tell municipalities in October what our property rate should be. And if we refuse, we're not forced to. But in your tax bill, it's going to be written what they recommend, and then what the city is going to be charging. And here's their excuse as to why they're going to be charging that. What type of work? And then let's say, for example, so $133 million in aging infrastructure in our city. We need a brand new pool. KCI needs a new roof. The pool needs a new roof. Public Works needs a new roof. All of that. So here we are. Our city is growing. People are moving in. More homes are being built. Businesses are coming in. So our tax dollars are going to go up. As a municipality, it should be our responsibility to, we all knew, we talked about that we wanted to lower our property taxes. As you get new taxes come in, you can afford to lower property taxes. But to have the provincial government come in and say, this is what we recommend. In the following year, let's say we have new tax investment because of new development, well, they're going to recommend that you lower it even more. So how are we going to be able to pay for the infrastructure? How are we able to pay for all the need that the city has for operation? We are the only local level of government that has to balance their budget. Provincial and federal government can get in debt all they want. We cannot. We need to basically balance our budget and be able to give more, and that's where it comes in. So the letter will be sent to Susan Holt, and there's quite a few other municipalities doing the same. And any other questions? No? Good. So we'll do the adjournment of the meeting. Thank you everybody for being here with us. Merci d'être avec nous ce soir et à la prochaine.